Alright, in this formula we just want to show you what some other functions are. Now, I'm not going to go through all of these functions individually, but I want to teach you how you can learn these functions yourself. I'll start off with the first one just to get you started. This again is actually the page from your homework, so this is what you'll be doing in lab. So if we want to start off, number one, we're talking about the max function. What is the maximum bridge span? So you can imagine that for a lot of these functions that Excel has a plethora of different functions. There's different ways I can insert them. One is just by hitting the equal sign, and then in this case you max. Okay, so there are different types of functions there. You have max A, and max returns the largest value in a set of values, ignores logical values in text, and then A is returns the largest value in a set of values, does not ignore logical values in text. Okay, so if I go to max, then I could, once you have the equation set there, you're going to hit parentheses, and then it's asking for the numbers, how many numbers. You can either put individual numbers in there separated by commas, or you can put a range in. In this case, it's going to be the range of our bridges here, and hit enter. Okay, so that's going to give you the 148, and is indeed the largest span. Another way I can put that in, you may not know exactly how to start typing the function, so you can go up here to put insert function. You can either do it right on the toolbar here, or there's the insert command from up here. If we just do it from here, you can see that you can search for the type of function. So in this case I could put maximum, and it would give you all sorts of different maximums along with some related ones that might be it. So now if you look here, there's a myriad of different functions, so it's hard to exhaust all of these. So I just want to show you how to get into this environment, how to use it. So if we were to go to max here, the big thing here is help on this function. So I can go in and actually get help on the function. If I click here, it's going to bring in just loading with help, and so you can read about how this is supposed to be worked out. You can read about the examples and how that gets referenced here and all that stuff. So this is going to be a tremendous benefit to learn how to actually get the help on these and do these yourself. So the second two, the VLOOKUP and the COUNTIF, which are a little more complex, I want you to go through and look these up yourselves. And I'm going to start with just VLOOKUP here real quick. We won't actually go through and do it all, but we'll just look it up. So for 2, the VLOOKUP function, what is the number of the longest bridge? So we want to actually look up the number of the longest bridge. So I'm just going to put max it back in here, because we'll need that for referencing. So we know that we're going to use the VLOOKUP function. So if I go to F here, and I'm just going to VLOOKUP. Okay, and then I'm going to go for help on this function. Actually, I can start here. VLOOKUP looks for the value in the leftmost column of the table and then returns a value in the same row from a column you specify. By default, the table must be sorted in an ascending order. So it's important to read all this stuff. In this case here, if we're looking for the number of the longest bridge, we know that the longest bridge is 148. So if we went to 148 down here in row 17, we can come over and say, okay, well, it's 13, that's the value. I could either just type that in, but I want to use the function for that. So I can also go into help if I need extra help. The VLOOKUP function is going to give you, if I click further, it's going to give you all the descriptions and some examples and syntax for how to do that. Let's see if we can just do it from what we have here. Again, we're going to have a lookup value, a table array, column index, and range lookup. So let's just hit OK on using VLOOKUP. So the lookup value, it's going to be 148, because we said we want to find the longest one and then come over here. So that's 148. The table array, okay, so that's the array of values here. So that includes everything. Okay, so we'll hit enter there, and then column index number. This column index number, it says here, looks for the value in the leftmost column of the table and then returns a value in the same row. Okay, and then column index number is the column number in table array from which the matching value should be returned. The first column of value is column 1. So meaning that we selected the table array which included all three of these columns, and it says this is column 1, this is column 2, and this is column 3. So in our case, we'd be looking at 3. Now if it's not bold here, we don't actually need to put it up, and so let's just see if that works out. Okay, sure enough, if 148 comes out as 13, that wasn't quite right. So I just dragged that back over to there. You can see again, we're looking at this bridge span, and it's not coming out the right value. So the question is, what is this last bit? Okay, and so if I hit another comma in here, I can go into the cell, I can look, and I got the correct value lookup, it's right here, 148. The correct table array, which is right here. Okay, the correct column index, we're getting the bridge number column. And if I go one more further, oops, put a comma there, we have a true or a false is exact match. So I want to have an exact match on this one. So I'll just hit 0 there, like so. And indeed, once I have the exact match rather than an approximate match, it gives the right value. So these are a little bit sensitive in terms of doing the exact approach. Make sure you know what all the values in the equation represent, so you get out a true value there. So I'll let you figure out the next one for the count if, and see if you can figure out the number of wood bridges and number of steel bridges using, go into there, select what it is, and figure it out.